causing an increase in rip currents and swells at area beaches. So this can really pose a threat for even the most experienced swimmers.
Yeah, the recent drowning of actor Malcolm Jamal Warner is also highlighting the importance of swimming safety. A recent article in the New York Amsterdam News takes a closer look at a Brooklyn-based group teaching life-saving techniques. Pix 11 has partnered up with the publication for a monthly series, and this morning we are joined by Editor-at-Large Damaso Reyes and Abby Jordan, a volunteer with the Coney Island Brighton Beach Open Water Swimmers Group. So good morning to both of you. Great to have you here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So Damaso, can you tell us what actually sparked you writing this particular article? Was it the death of Malcolm Jamal Warner?
His tragic death was a really sad coincidence, but we've been actually working on this story for more than 6 months because climate change is impacting the way that we access the water. And we want to make sure that people are accessing the ocean safely. And so for us, this was really a solutions journalism story that's based on a community climate response.
And there's a big difference between swimming in a lake and a pool and the ocean, right, Abby? And so in your experience, you grew up in Brooklyn. So talk about the difference.
Oh my God, huge difference. From going from a controlled environment to a dynamic ocean open water system, you have so many other factors that you have to think about when you're swimming, and that's so important. You have waves, currents, sometimes sketchy visibility, and you know, it really is worthwhile going and finding a clinic offered through SIBOs to help you really hone in and understand how to read the water and practice your open water swimming.
Yeah.
Well, what prompted you to get involved in your community this way?
I was 18 when Hurricane Sandy hit, so I did live through the devastation of that superstorm. It pushed me towards climate action, climate resiliency, and climate education, and also trying to understand our dynamic ocean system. And that also kind of meant spending a lot of time in the water and encouraging other people to swim in the water and view it differently as well.
Can you talk about the program you're involved in and how it kind of teaches people to swim specifically in open waters, right?
Yes, yes. So SIBOs is all volunteer-led. The entire point is a bunch of swimmers coming together for the love of the sport and the love of the ocean. This is not a learn-to-swim program.
Okay.
We take swimmers who are used to swimming in their pools, in lakes, and helping them learn how to be in open water. So the clinics that are offered really allow you to practice different techniques and really be in a open water environment, but with support all around you while you're in the water.
What are the differences in the techniques of how you would swim in a pool as opposed to in open water?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, for example, elementary backstroke is something that is used not only in swim safety, but also in open water, because it allows you to be on your back and expend less energy while you're doing long distances.
Interesting. And Damaso, you spent a lot of time with the program looking at it, right, studying it, and seeing who was coming in, right? And so what would you say were the age group of who was coming in for this?
It was really interesting to observe one of the clinics because you saw people of all age groups. You saw people, a lot of people in their 20s and 30s, but you also saw older people. I think one of the commonalities we saw are people who were confident swimmers, some people who were maybe training for a triathlon, people who were used to swimming in their pools, but not as comfortable swimming in the ocean. And so you had people who I observed who were, very strong swimmers, but the techniques they were using in the pool didn't exactly translate to the ocean. So the clinic gave them the opportunity to learn the skills so that they would be safer, so that most importantly, they'd be confident in the water.
Yeah, because I think that's one thing when you do swim, and you are someone that is experienced with swimming, you probably do think, you know what, I don't need a class like this because I'm a strong swimmer.
And then you get into a different environment and you might start to panic. And it's actually that panic, that fear that more often than not gets people into trouble rather than just the environment.
Are there more workshops?
Yes. So if you visit the official website, cibbows.org, or follow us on Instagram @SIBOs, you'll be able to see the workshops being offered in August, Intro to Open Water and Learning to Love Ocean Water Swimming. And, at the end of the season, which concludes at the beginning of September, it's going to start again next summer. So there's always going to be an annual opportunity for New Yorkers to be able to access open water swimming and learning to love ocean water swim clinics.
That's great. And real quickly, is there a fee?
So there is a low-cost fee for members and also non-members as well. But again, it's all volunteer-based, and that's only for the clinics. So there are also programs that are available and that are free. And then there's also annual events like Grimaldo's Miles that just concluded, which is a 1-mile open water swim that is offered every year in memory of Grimaldo, a famous hero lifeguard here in New York City.
All right, Damaso and Abby, great stuff. Thank you so much for being here and highlighting a very important issue. And you can check out the latest edition of the New York Amsterdam News, which is available right now.